Big time sell-off today in the market after a massive counter trend rally. I'm going to go over the trades. Here is the market depth indicator. It's nice to have this on your screen. It can help you stay short when you see the reds leading the blues, it's bearish. When the blues are leading the reds, it's bullish. And so I got disconnected intraday, so this resets. This is order book data, but you can see that the market depth data, from this point forward is very red, pink, bearish, and so big sell-off. I'm surprised we didn't sell off more. If it weren't for that counter trend bounce, I think we would have gone limit down today. Let's go over the trades on the day. We did this earlier today, and we were down the day. We made it up for the day with adaptive moving average hitting $3,100 in profits. So Cobra 3 E-mini S&P minus 625, Cobra 3 E-mini Nasdaq minus 625, SR CounterTrend 2 E-mini S&P plus 775. We hit 3,100 in adaptive moving average. Lots of chop in here, and I almost want to just call this strategy the trend finder. It's going to fight until it finds that trend. One loser, two losers, three losers. Had a profit on the long side and reversed to the short side. So the last two trades were winners, up 3,100 on the day with adaptive moving average, and so that was a real winner on the day. Really put us ahead along with the SR counter trends. These early trend strategies gave back a lot, and that was difficult to watch if you watch it intraday. Tick Pulse lost on the long and the short side, and so many ideas after a day like today of strategy development modifications. You see parabolic moves, and you think of parabolic trailing stop losses, and have really more ideas than I can maybe even test, but I'm working on some for the end of the month, and I'll have those to you soon. Gap continuation, my idea here is to maybe not trade this strategy if the VIX is above a certain level, because a $300 stop loss, it's almost a sure thing to get stopped out. It's rare that you can get away with that $300 stop loss when VIX is this high. SR CounterTrend 2 E-mini S&P plus 575 on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minutes, all hitting their profit targets on the day. Nice trades. And let's take a look here at SR CounterTrend 2 E-mini Nasdaq up 775. The biggest thing I regret on a day like today is that all these SR CounterTrend profit targets were so tight. Would like to come up with a diverse set of profit targets for days like today, because imagine holding this into the close. Nice gain there. This SR CounterTrend called the top, really. It's the top range of this market. So it would have been extremely nice. If you're watching this, you're feeling this massive counter trend rally, and it took that short trade, and you're thinking, oh no, it's just going to rally back to the close and close up for the day. And so there's a little bit of volatility right here. But then it finally hit the profit target, bounced one more time, and rolled over. So lots of opportunity there with a bigger profit target. Tick Pulse in QV12 lost on the short and the long side, was up really nicely today. Up almost $3,000, and so we got to find a way to maybe, I'm going to research that. Research in general with trading systems shows that it's best to let your strategy run until the end of the day, but I'm going to go back and verify that on some of these strategies, and maybe have a more diversity of exits on trades like today. It's a lot of work to do the research and do the upgrades. QS3 in Q, it was stopped out minus 725, just a blip on the screen. Stops pretty tight for a day like today. Tick pullback minus 325. Going to adjust similar to gap continuation. This has a $300 stop loss, almost a sure loser when VIX is high. One thing that we could potentially do on this is if VIX is high, you could not trade it, or you could also have a $300 profit target. So 1-to-1, hit one or the other really quick. Cobra tick pullback. E-mini Nasdaq also stopped out. I think it was, let's see how high it went. Let's see what the maximum profit on this was. So it got in here, 87.3375, hit a high of 87.50, and it hit a high here of 87.53. So almost a $400 gain. So you could have had a $300 profit target. That would have put you ahead on the day. And so you see the market just selling below 8,400 now, really selling off. It's down 5%. A limit move is 7%, first limit, and then a limit down move is something that you could think about. A flash crash is something you could think about. The market's throwing a tantrum right now. It wants the Fed to do something, but there's nothing the Fed can do about coronavirus. Sure, it'll have a Pavlovic response if the Fed comes out and cuts rates. Probably rally for a little while, but I don't know that it'll help a lot. Tick count trend 2 NQ. This was the system spotlight of the week, and it lost today. Just was on the wrong side of this counter trend rally, and just kind of got brutalized by that counter trend rally today. Really sharp. It bounced off the lows from low of 85.20 all the way up here to 87.93, 270 points. And the Nasdaq, that's huge counter trend rally. And then our SR CounterTrends kicked in up at the highs again. The biggest regret on the day is not having more larger profit targets on high volatility days for the SR CounterTrends. Could have had some massive winners with bigger profit targets. So you see all of these SR CounterTrends, just hitting it. At this point, when it hit the profit target, probably a sigh of relief because you thought it was going higher. That's kind of how we are as traders. If you're losing, you just kind of want to get out. But we'll use data to determine whether bigger profit targets are better in this situation. And I will be doing the research on all that for some end of month setups and some different exit methodologies, diversity of exit methodology. But you see all these trades hitting their profit targets, very correlated on different time frames. And not all the SR CounterTrends traded, but almost all of them did, and they were up about 7,300 on the day. We'll go over the other trades. I want to pull up the workspace here and include adaptive moving average plus 3,100. So adaptive moving average is this strategy right here, 3,100, and so you see the trades on the day are plus 3,600 on the day. So up $3,600 on the stock index portfolios. If you're trading all these, workspace 1 was up 27.75 and workspace 2 was up 8.25. Now the SR CounterTrends were these strategies that I'm highlighting right here. And we'll see the sum of those. Those were all the SR CounterTrends. Up 7,300 on the day on those. So sometimes people just trade the SR CounterTrend strategy on multiple markets, so that's also an option, SR CounterTrend portfolio. Let's look at the other commodity markets. Gold Flash had a nice trade today, pretty much picture perfect, capturing that sell-off and then hitting that pivot high. And gold is down, so I don't know, a lot of the stock market investors invest in gold and they're selling their gold to raise cash. And Cobra Euro 4 minus 31.25, Asia Gold short minus 5.25, SR CounterTrend 2 gold minus 195, and then crude oil, big sell-off today in crude oil. Cobra Crude conservative was a little late on the game, minus 7.25. Cobra Crude aggressive, about break even, minus 5 on the trade, and then Cobra Gold plus 5.75. So that was a nice gold trade, along with the Gold Flash trade. All strategy access 5, no trades on the day. So those are the trades on the day, and let's see where the market ended up. Unbelievable for the market to fall this far, this fast. The biggest sell-off from new highs to a correction territory of 10% is the fastest it's ever done that. And so we'll see where I thought the market would go down to 29.80 and bounce on the S&P a little bit, but we have to consider that the fundamental trend is now down. All the talking heads are making the same statements that they always do about just anticipation of this is just a normal pullback and then we're going to resume the rally. But I think the fundamentals have changed. Coronavirus has changed the fundamentals. The potential presidential candidate changing has changed the fundamentals, and so we might be in this unusual market environment until the election, until we get some resolution from the election. So we'll see what happens here as the coronavirus develops, as we move towards the election. A lot of uncertainty, and the market does not like that.